We're here back in the Fantasy Bar. Monday is here, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for the big Monday night slate, including a couple stacks I really like that aren't going to cost you a ton of money. We will also save you some money at the starting pitcher position with a value option in a good spot. We'll knock out your catcher spot on DraftKings with a guy with some big-time power upside. And, of course, my favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. Hope everybody out there had a great weekend and another happy Mother's Day to all my moms and grandmas out there. Hope you were celebrated yesterday. Let's get into some baseball here. Huge slate of games, and we've narrowed it down to 6 of my favorite plays. Thank you as always. Stop by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, take a second, click that thumbs up button. Really helps us out over on YouTube. So thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any of the videos. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays for the month of May here for MLB. Pints and Picks will return tomorrow with a few of my favorite MLB prop bets. But for tonight, let's talk some DFS and let's get into some bats. Couple weather spots we have mainly avoided. If anything changes, as always, we will do so in that comment section on YouTube and on Twitter. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk some plays. Let's start with some bats and a red-hot bat for the Oakland A's. We're talking Brent Rooker. So Rooker absolutely locked in right now. 6 multi-hit games for him over just the last 9, and the power has been on full display as well. Over his last 10 games, we're talking 5 home runs and a whopping 14 RBI for Brent Rooker, and been very good against righties this season. We've spotlighted him a bit against lefties, who he's also good against. So even if they switch it up, go to the bullpen, this guy's hitting both righties and lefties well, but right-handers, a WOBA over 440 and an ISO way up at 319. Price is simply not reflecting the way this guy has been producing this season. Big-time upside. Brent Rooker, one of my favorite bats for Monday night. Let's stay right there and stack up some Oakland A's with Shea Langeliers. So we'll knock out that catcher spot for you, and it checks quite a few boxes for me. Most importantly, that catcher spot at a cheap price with a guy that hits in the heart of the order and gives us big-time power upside. Now, the batting average kind of ugly, but the power has certainly been there for Langeliers, especially against right-handed pitching. Look at that ISO way up at 416 for him this season. WOBA right there as well at 415. Now, Arrighetti, major issues with right-handed hitters so far this season. WOBA north of 500 allowed so far this season. ISO above 300 and hard contact rate way up at 62%. Great stack spot here for the Oakland A's, who don't cost you a lot. Maybe they're a little bit off the radar here. Nobody gets excited to stack the Oakland A's outside of maybe some Oakland fans. I love the spot here tonight. Rooker, Langeliers being my favorite. All right, let's go back to the well, and a guy who was productive for us on Friday, talking Christian Yelich. So got it done for us on Friday night, and I like this spot for him once again here tonight. And he's been so good against righties. We talked about it on Friday, looking more like the MVP form that we saw a couple years ago. 395, the WOBA form here in 2024, and leading this Milwaukee team with a big 286 ISO against right-handed pitcher. Now, Keller, solid pitcher. I think he can develop over time, but has really struggled with lefties. 340 WOBA, not bad, but most importantly, that hard contact rate sitting way up at 61%. And Yelich gets it done as another big night here on Monday night. All right, I promised you a cheap starting pitcher in a good spot. We're rolling Randy Vasquez of San Diego. Now, between the AAA, the majors, Vasquez hasn't been overly impressive, but was encouraged with his last start. 6 strikeouts in that one against the Cubs. You're saying, 6 strikeouts, big deal. Get 6 strikeouts at a $6K price. We'll take that all day long because it's going to allow us to spend up on some stacks, on some premium bats here. And I think the strikeouts could go even higher here against this Colorado team, who just continues to strike out at a very high rate. In fact, 3rd highest rate in all of baseball at over 27% strikeouts against right-handed pitching here. So I get it. Some people may be nervous to go with a cheap starting pitcher. I think it opens up a ton of possibilities for your lineups here. I think he produces here tonight. Randy Vasquez, my favorite pitcher here for Monday night. All right, back to the bats with Nathaniel Low of Texas. The Low getting it done here. Hits in 7 of the last 9. 3 of those games multi-hit games, and driving in some runs as well. 9 RBI for him over the last 9 games. Now, power been a little bit down. Only 1 home run on the season. Not a huge ISO for him, but that WOBA sitting up at 435. We know the power is there in this bat. And Tanner Bibee has really been struggling here. Last couple starts, 13 hits, couple home runs, and more importantly, 13 earned runs allowed, and not against some great offenses either. And the Angels and the Tigers now has to step into the Lions' den against this Rangers lineup. I think they continue to get to Tanner Bibee. Nathaniel Low, great option here on Monday night. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, head to the comment section after you click that thumbs up button and guess fantasy points on DraftKings tonight for my highest scoring hitter. Whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to give you a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play on the night. You know, Matt, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. I promised you a couple stacks, and we will stay right there with Texas. We are rolling with Cory Seager, my favorite play on the board, and tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, Seager, another Ranger, swinging a good bat right now. Hits in 8 of the last 9, couple home runs, and 8 RBI for him over that same span. Slow start against righties, but we know this guy hits righties well. We can go back to the start of last season. The numbers still very impressive, even including the slow start here in 2024 with a WOBA over 400, ISO above 275. Bibee, we mentioned some of the struggles here, has also had some struggles with left-handed hitters and loves to throw that fastball. Seager, very good against that pitch, 410 WOBA, 333 ISO since the start of last season. And Bibee throwing that almost half the time to left-handed hitters. I think Texas, big night in store here. My favorite stack on the board with Cory Seager, my favorite play on the night and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for Monday night here in the Fantasy Bar. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that YouTube comment section. Don't forget, fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter for your shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. You can also follow me over on Twitter at BeerMakersFan. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on the slate tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.